start off, I just want to go over again a little bit of history of how I sort of, I mean, of course I've known about your event, but the biggest thing that I noticed is just walking around town and doing some stuff around social media on promoting tourism in this area, Sayulita and Puerto Vallarta, is that almost everywhere I turn up, I see other businesses promoting your event. And so it really kind of stuck out to me how important and how great this event is, because not only is it good for you, it's also promoting business in the area. I've seen St. Regis in Punta talking about it, and I just think it's a great thing. So it struck me right away. I said, well, I'm going to reach out. This is great stuff. I want to promote it as much as I can. So really my first question is the history of the event and how you wanted to start something like this, because it's particularly fitting. Sayulita is a surfing town. There's not that many surf competitions here, surprisingly, that I've seen. So I think it's, what made you go with the whole history? How did it start?
Yeah, sure. Well, last year we were trying to plan another event that was going to be a bigger style type of music festival that was going to incorporate music and art and also some surfing, and that just kind of got complicated, and we kind of also diverted from our core, which we felt was a kind of an invitational style festival surfing contest that would help support the community and everything. So what we did was, and I called a friend of mine who's a pro surfer, former pro, named James Priven, who has his project, and he has been a frequent visitor of the Costa Verde International School and also a frequent visitor here to Sayulita. So basically, he helped out enormously in reaching out to some of his professional athletes and surfers in the surfing world, and we were able to get some good names to come last year and start this invitational stuff event that professionals and amateurs and longboard and stand-up, and also where it would be no prize money, but all of the proceeds after paying for the event would then go to supporting the Reef Check Foundation and our Punta Sayulita Foundation, and that was the idea, and it just went off really well, and it turned out to be a great weekend event last year that everyone just thought it was just.
And how was the event last year? How are you seeing things shaping up for this year in terms of growth and stuff? Are you pleased so far with how things are going and the growth of the event?
Yeah, this year is turning out to be even just, I would say, just raising the bar another level from last year. In terms of sponsorship raising, of getting more corporate sponsors on board, the amount of sponsorship money that's coming in, because it's a community event, because the proceeds go towards a charitable benefits and foundations, and also the interest level from the surfing community around the world has been fantastic. So we have many more pro athletes coming. Surfers from Hawaii and California in various disciplines. So it's just, this year is now going to be the quality level of the field is drastically improved, and a bit of the local amateur high-level surfer that's here in Sayulita to mix it all in. So I think it's going to be a really spectator event for people to see some of the top athletes in the world coming to compete in their backyard, just for a fun, invitational, community weekend.
And if you were to go through and give us your pitch of the event, can you go through and tell us about some of the guys that are coming down? You mentioned before Maui Jim, and I know Jerry Lopez, who's probably one of the world's premier top 10, at least in terms of known names. What are some of the events that are happening and some of the people coming down?
This year we have, as you just mentioned, the legend Jerry Lopez coming. We have from Hawaii, we have Kai Salas, who's a 2-3-time longboard champion, also now competing in SUP. We have Slater Trout, Erin Riggs Napoleon, Candace Appy, who's #1 woman stand-up paddle racer in the world, and all of all those riders I just mentioned are all sponsored by Maui Jim Sunglasses, and they've been a huge support of the event, and they're really when I talked to them about what the event was all about, they really got interested right away and wanted to make sure that they could really express this aloha spirit from Hawaii and bring that to Mexico and expose these athletes to this part of the world, and so it's been great. So we still have the other people that are last year, like Chuck Patterson from Dana Point, California, Scott Bass. Scott Chandler is a new. Scott Chandler is a big wave surfer out of California. I forgot to mention other big names in big wave and stand-up paddling is Garrett McNamara.
Okay.
So one of the top 5, in terms of stand-up, we probably have at least 80% or the top 10 of stand-up paddling coming to for the event.
Yeah, that's great. And then we have confirmation on Mishka too, right? Was that easy to do? How did you get a hold of Mishka, and what made you decide to pick Mishka as a?
I'm sorry. Say that again. You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay. Mishka. Can you tell us about how you got Mishka involved too for the music entertainment?
Yeah, sure. We, through a friend of mine, when we were, originally we started with the idea of trying to have a benefit concert to try to add one more, element to the, festivities for the weekend. And, we identified a few artists that we thought fit our objective of what would fit well with the area, Sayulita, what their philosophy was on environmental causes. So we kind of had a short list, and the short list was guys like Jack Johnson, Ziggy Marley, and Mishka. And Mishka, growing up as a waterman from Bermuda, surfer, professional windsurfer. He's involved in a lot of environmental causes. Was just we identified him. So luckily, I had a friend who knew some relationships with the record label, which was J.K. Levin. Which was founded by the actor Matthew McConaughey, who's also a very big supporter and stand-up paddler himself. So, basically we started the dialogue, and once we said these were the dates, this is what the event was about, Mishka basically was very interested in coming, and it was just a matter of, my schedule's clear, let's do it. So,
and I heard from the San Diego radio show you did as well about Matthew McConaughey, and I thought that was I didn't put the two together, but there was some mention. Is he coming down or he's not? That was this.
Well, it'll be a last minute decision.
Okay.
He does. Obviously, he knows about the event, and he's a big supporter of Mishka. He's also releasing a movie that's coming out next month.
Okay.
So I was told by his people that we're basically, he'll try, but he's already on a press junket promoting the movie. So, but if he makes a cameo appearance, or he might be here. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
The last question, I'm sure you made some mistakes along the way trying to raise this up. Do you have any advice for other people trying to start events like this, or what's some of the keys to your success here? Because in my opinion, I would consider this a very successful event. Do you have any advice for other people trying to do this same sorts of things in Puerto Vallarta?
Yeah, I would say start early. Allow yourself double the time that you think it's going to take.
Okay.
Don't underestimate the number of management hours it takes to coordinate people, just logistics, permits, just the simple things of navigating through the process of organizing various different factions and to gain the support of sponsors that are willing to put up the money to produce the show. Without the sponsors, we can't do this.
Right.
And so it's very important to make sure that sponsors see the benefit, see a clear vision of what the cause is about, and that the event is very well organized. Those are the key factors that everyone was very happy about last year, was how well run it was, organizational wise, and the publicity that the sponsors also received by wanting to be a part of the event. So that's important.
Right. So, for example, on your event, would you, as soon as it's over, do you pretty much know you're going to start right away on trying to work on for next year, or now that you have some momentum, is it easier, or what will be the process for you?
It's basically now it's easier once you do things once, obviously. So
right.
Repetition helps because you know the issues. But there's new issues that always come up, and so next year it's just kind of finding the right dates in the calendar that work well with the Longboard professional surfing contest calendar, the Standup paddle tour calendar, what's going on in big wave surfing calendar. So it's kind of a lot of research right now, just trying to see what next year's looking like, and then to mix it in with the local calendar, what's happening in Sayulita between President's Day weekend that's happening now, spring break, April. So we're going to find what's the best time to have the event where so it works for everyone. So that's what we're working on. Probably about 2 months after this event is over, is to start looking further into the calendar for 2012.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Kevin. Again, I want to thank you for being an inspiration to me personally, and I think for a lot of the businesses around town. I'm sure they thank you very much as well. So, for my part, I will promote as much as I can. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to going to it.
Oh, great. Well, it'll be fun. Hopefully we have a good mix of waves with good paddling conditions for the races. And let me just emphasize, anyone who has information, send them to Punta, Sayulita, surfclassic.com.
Okay.
Information about what's going on, updates, as well as registrations are still open for the stand-up paddle races, both the fun 2-kilometer race where kids and families can do it, as well as the longer distance race if people want to take their time and go a little further out in the open ocean and maybe come across some humpback whales or turtles or dolphins on the way out.
Right, so no pressure there, right?
No pressure. It's just this is all the entry fees go to charity. So we just picture that it's this is supposed to be spectator as well as participatory. So we want to get people out there and exercising and enjoy our beautiful environment out here.
All right, great stuff. Okay. All right, well, thank you again, Kevin.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.